So I'm just headed out of Eureka this morning. Had breakfast at the hotel. It's about 41 degrees. Headed to Ely, which looks like it's 77 miles from here. This is climb 1 of 4 this morning, or today. The last 2 are bigger than the first 2, but just gonna take it as it comes, get through it, enjoy the ride. This guy pulled over to make sure I didn't need anything. I stopped. We talked. We shared a few touring stories that led to a story of his wife and touring partner passing away about 1.5 years ago. It reminded me how fortunate I am to be able to do this trip at this time, and how fortunate I am to have a great support system at home. Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
All right, well, I'm going to get a swig and get moving on.
No, for sure.
So
it was good talking to you.
Yeah, nice talking to you. What's your name?
Dan.
Dan? I'm Craig.
Craig. Nice to meet you, Craig.
Nice to meet you, and my condolences with losing your wife, sir. That's
thanks, Craig.
So
yeah, it's been a brutal 1.5 years, I can tell you that. The hardest of my life.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to happen that way, that's for sure.
No.
So
no. All right.
All right.
Good rest of your trip.
I'm gonna try. All right. See ya. Bye. It's amazing to me the things a perfect stranger will tell you when you have a simple connection of a bike, you're willing to listen, and are completely honest with them. I typically don't record conversations because I feel it changes the narrative, and one of the best things about touring alone are these conversations with people you meet along the way. This conversation was recorded accidentally because I forgot to turn it off after trying to capture the sign marking the summit. So I rode about 30 miles today and ended up hitchhiking again. I just didn't have it in the legs again. Still kind of fighting this cold, I guess. I don't know. Just having a hard time really refueling and getting from day to day. It's pretty frustrating. But so I hitchhiked the last 50 miles, 48 miles, something like that, into Ely, or Ellie. It's pronounced, I guess it's pronounced Ely. Head down to the train yard to kind of see what was here. It's kind of cool. Just gonna go get a campsite at the KOA and try to take a nap, and the grocery store just up the street from the KOA, and try to probably eat dinner there and try to get some stuff to give me some energy. So I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be, but I have to figure something out, because tomorrow's another 60-something mile day, and didn't have that in me today. So there was a fire alarm last night at about 10:30 at the hotel that we stayed at. It woke me up, and then I was up about 3 or 4 times after that. So I don't know. Not trying to make excuses, just trying to mentally figure it out, so I can figure out how to continue on with this trip and get these 50 to 60 mile days in over and over and over. It's my first elk sign. Staying at this KOA tonight. Debating as to whether I ride back into town for dinner or not, or I just make dinner here. Got stuff with me. I think I'm going to make dinner just so I can reduce the output, increase the input from an energy perspective. All right, so it's my first make dinner on the trip. So we're gonna have some chicken ramen noodles, chicken flavored ramen noodles, and we're gonna add some white chicken to it. So be very happy not to carry this with me tomorrow. It's kind of heavy, and we'll see how this goes. All right, so I dumped that in there. I'm gonna let that cold soak a little bit, just to try to soften those noodles up before I boil them. All right, so this thing started to boil over, but it didn't seem to be hot before that happened. So we're gonna see what happens here before I add any flavor or anything to it. Oh yeah, nice and hot. Okay. Incredibly bland, but we're gonna add the chicken flavor, and then I'm gonna open that can and add that as well. All right, so I added that chicken, and tell you what, this is really good. I've been really craving noodles too, and I just couldn't find any place that in Nevada that does noodles. Everybody does pizza. Pizza and hamburgers, pretty much your options here. Yeah, this is really good. So super happy with this choice. Good morning. It got really cold last night. I'm gonna say it was probably below freezing at some point. I stayed warm though. Sleeping bag, and then there's the 2 owls that are in the tree here close to me. They weren't too bad last night. But there was a coyote that was pretty close. Heard him howl sometime in the middle of the night. So it's gonna be a slow morning getting ready. I'm gonna have to make some cereal and slow roll this morning to get going. So 60 miles to Baker. All right, so I spent the night at the Ely KOA. Very nice. The tent spot the ground was super nice, but it was right by the entrance and exit, and there's a lot of traffic there this morning. So woke up to it feels like 26 degrees. but I did stay warm during the night. And I'm actually riding backwards at this point, going back into Ely for breakfast and some groceries for the couple of days from now. I'm a little concerned that my next town of Baker's not going to have a grocery store based on what I could see. So there's a little general store there, but I'm not sure that's going to get me where I need to be, because the next day after that is a wild camp by the lake, no services, all that stuff. So it'll give me an hour or so, let the temperatures warm up. All right, so I stopped at the Subway and I got some breakfast, a breakfast sandwich, and then I went to the grocery store and bought food for the next couple of days that I'm gonna need to make. And then, so now I'm gonna head back to the KOA and use their bathroom, and then I'm gonna take off. So it's not quite 8 o'clock, 7:50. So it's should be in pretty good shape. Hopefully I'll be at the restaurant 30 miles out at lunchtime, and I can refuel and go from there. All right, so I'm leaving the Ely KOA for the second time today. Let's head to the opposite direction, so back on the route. 30 miles to lunch, one climb. Should not be as bad as yesterday, so hopefully I can just keep my mental focus and get through the day. Maybe I'm getting used to it, but this ridge of mountains looks smaller than the last several days, so I'm gonna say it's smaller. It's good for my mental thought process. About 9 miles in this morning. I'm gonna stop here and change my gloves out of my winter gloves. Warm up a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can see the elk. One of the guys that's here right now said that there was no elk out there this morning. He didn't see any last night either. Thinks it might be too late in the season, because they're up in the mountains. So that's disappointing, but maybe I'll get lucky down the road. Humboldt National Forest and scenic route. Scenic route means it's going to be hilly, so it's okay. Slow and steady. About 16 miles in, this is my first decent climb of the day. The landscape has definitely changed. This is just past Connors Pass, or coming down Connors Pass. Look at all the slate. I wasn't there on the other side of the mountain, that's for sure. Baker's about 9 miles away. Hopefully it's all downhill. This headwind is kicking my butt. Even though it's downhill, it's beating me up. Day 16 would complete at a campground in Baker and a final night hanging out with my Canadian friends. Tomorrow, our planned routes would head in different directions. Alright, it's morning, so I moved away from the tent area because I knew it was going to make some noise making breakfast. I'm having some oatmeal, put a banana in it, and might have some hot chocolate. We'll have to see what time it is when I get this meal finished and cleaned up. But this is going to be breakfast for this morning. Here it is, oatmeal and banana. Alright, so I'm headed out of Baker this morning. Got an early start. Left about 6:35, so backtracking a little bit to get to a cutover crossroad to get to 50. And then it's going to be a long day. Mile 60, I have to make the decision to wild camp by a reservoir or push for another 40 miles to a decent sized town where I can probably hotel. We'll see what I feel like. Gonna have a lot of strong tailwinds today, especially in the afternoon, so that may greatly influence my decision. About almost 8 miles outside of Baker. It looks like there's a little, hopefully, gas station right here. Definitely gonna stop. Haven't really used any water yet, but probably gonna stop and get a Gatorade and probably grab another Snickers bar just in case. Oh, and it's the line. It's the Utah state line. Goodbye, Nevada. No hard feelings, but you were a lot of work. So I'm right about mile 20 today, and I've run into an issue. The bolt that holds my rack on here has sheared off. And I'm sure that has everything to do with the amount of weight I'm carrying on the bike. But can't ride it any farther because it's just going to continue to mess up the other side. So I can't put a bolt back in there because the bolt is sheared off. It's supposed to go right in there. So currently have Hart working on seeing if there's a bike shop in Delta, and I am gonna have to hitchhike. I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. So let's figure it out. All right, update. I'm at the Wyndham Hotel in Delta. Did not take long again to find somebody to help me out, at least getting here. 2 dudes in a camper van stopped immediately, and their names were Craig and Richard. And they had a dog named Murray, who was very good. And anyway, so I got here, got the Delta, and I'm not sure I'd have been able to make that ride today. It was flat, but it was a very, very long ride. So anyways, waiting until 7 o'clock. Around that time, I found somebody who says they can fix that. They can drill out the bolt, and hopefully then I can replace them and get on my way. So I'm at least safe at this point. We'll see how this evening goes. All right, so trying to get ready to go today. It's about 50 miles. I was able to get the rack fixed last night. Local guy here owns a motorcycle shop, and he was able to drill it out and then extract that broken piece. So I'm super happy for that. But trying to get ready to go this morning. Gonna go grab some breakfast and then get things finally packed up.